So what happens if we make a change to our project and we want to save that change? Do we have to go through this whole process again? Absolutely not. Let's go back into Xcode, and I'm going to go ahead and just add, a comment here. Remember, we learned that we could just add two backslashes, and we'll learn about comments in a future video. We'll have a whole video devoted to this, but I'm just going to type in adding a comment here to test commits. Now, let's go ahead and go back. We know we made some changes here. We're still in the correct directory here. If you exit it out, you're going to have to cd back into this directory. And let's go ahead and do git add again. We didn't add any new files, so this isn't going to add anything, but it's a really good habit to get into to always do that git space add space period. And that the space period, I don't think I mentioned in the last video, is going to add all of the files, right? So it's super handy to do that. And then we're going to do git commit -m. Now this time we need another message. So we can say this is a second rev, or it's often really common to say what kind of feature you're adding in your commit here. So we could say added a comment to test commits. So we can hit enter here, and we see that there was one file changed and one insertion, right? And that makes sense because we only inserted one bit of, one comment specifically. So now that we have this change, we can now push this up to GitHub, and we're just going to type in git push origin master. And again, it's going to prompt us for our username and our password here. We're going to type those in from GitHub. Hopefully, there we go. And it's written it up. So let's go ahead and refresh. So we now see that we have 3 commits here. There was an initial commit made. And we now have our first rev and our added commit. Now, how did I get to this? Well, I just clicked on this commits here. Sorry, I did that a little quickly. And we can actually take a look and see what was changed in the commit here. So we can see that adding a commit or a comment here to test commits, that's really obvious what this change was. And we can check our last one as well. And we can see quite a bit of changes here. Now, it shows us what's been changing in our storyboard. This is actually saved in XML, so it's not really super nice to read. But our code is actually really obvious what's been changed here. We can see what we removed here. I deleted a space here. And so this is really handy. Using these commits, you can see what the changes are. And if you're checking out other people's code, you can kind of see what the evolution to their projects was by taking a look at their commit history. So that's really handy. We can also see our branch here. We're only using one branch, and that's master. And we only have one contributor. So if we have a team, we can add additional contributors. Now, there's quite a bit of other elements to GitHub. We're not going to really get into those. For now, the important things that we need are the ability to create a project, to push our code up, and to make changes and push those changes to GitHub.